All right, welcome. I'm back because I said I would be back to let you know what they did or didn't do with the budget schedules, right? And they did not vote on them. So we'll get into that. But before I go any further, this is actually episode 53. I messed up. I know it doesn't mean anything to you guys, but I have to keep track for me. So this is episode 53 of My FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there is a blog which you should go to see the articles. Because some people think I just say this stuff off the top of my head, believe it or not. But no, I'm not quoting any other person. I am simply going through articles that are printed out in Iraq's news and other people's news and trying to help people understand, trying to help me understand. And I've been doing this for quite some time. Even though I just hit YouTube, I've been doing this for years. Like LL said, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Just 'cause you ain't heard of me doesn't mean I haven't been doing this. But anyway, so um, the the blog is myfxbuddies.blogspot.com, or you could try myfxbuddies.com, but you have to use the HTTPS as in Sam. If you are a paid subscriber in Spotify.com, um, you there's video. They post a video there. Um, if you're watching this or listening to this on YouTube, you're not seeing the video. It looks like you're watching the video, but you're not. Um, so if you want to see the video that is on the blog, below what seems like a video, look, there's a word more, the word more, M-O-R-E. Click on that, and then another little box opens, and the link to the blog will be there. RSS.com has a transcript that's pretty good because I know I can be hard to understand sometimes. I try my best. I really do. But I'm just one person. I don't have a team of people. I do this all by myself. You you guys should see and see this is exactly why I didn't want to come on YouTube. Some people are so nasty and critical because they know they're anonymous because they're on the internet. It's hilarious. But anyway, yeah, so just addressing some things that and you may be wondering, who is this chick? Where did she come from? Don't worry about it. I'm no one. And trust me, as soon as this RV happens, I won't be doing this. I'm just trying to help people stay in the game. And anything I can say to do, say to help. Yes, it's been delayed in my opinion. I have officially gone to September now. But it am I giving up? By no means. Will I still be reading tons and tons of articles every day? Of course. Okay. So, I hope you can't hear what I'm listening to. So, I have posted a lot of articles here today. You don't have to read them all because that's the beauty of people. We vary, and some people are concerned with other things. Some people are concerned with other things. So I try to put a variety. And this is not everything I've read today. These are just the articles I'm posting here today. Okay? All right. So it shouldn't be long. We'll do 30 minutes, if maybe even less. All right. So the title article is this: Simplifies Account Opening and Transfer Processes. Uh, there's two dots there. A three would be an ellipsis. I'm not sure why they did that, but whatever. Al-Rafidain Bank explains the importance of adopting a sorry about that. Adopting a comprehensive banking system. So this article tells me people, I mean, even people here, they ask me, well, why is it such a big deal that they've adopted this new banking system. And I've tried my best to explain it, but I just can't get through sometimes. But I'm wondering, this makes me wonder if maybe the citizens don't understand what's the importance of it, right? So here, and they actually had a couple of articles out, but I like this one the best. That's why I went with this one. Plus, it has a nice picture. All right, so let's see. Rafidain Bank explained today, Tuesday, the importance of adopting a comprehensive banking system while stressing the work to adopt two advanced systems in the field of combating money laundering and terrorist financing. Which, anyway, I'm just going to let that go. Okay, the bank's general manager, Karim Hussein, told the news, since we took over the management of the bank, Al-Rafidain Bank has begun activating the comprehensive banking system in its branches spread across government institutions and border crossings where the collection system is large. So it's not just for citizen banking, it's also at the ports, which is where a lot of the corruption has been taking place, right? And even when they switched over, you guys probably don't remember, but the weekend that they switched over to that Ascada system, remember they got serious pushback. The finance minister had to go to some of the ports and be like, look, we told you we were doing this. It's not our fault you're not ready. I don't know if you guys remember that. But yeah, so they're on that system. They have the banking software that supposedly limits, I'll say curbs corruption, because we know the corrupt are going to be corrupt, right? But anyway, so yeah, so you might want to read that if you're a person that's like, I don't understand. And it is hard, difficult, because we're so spoiled, right? And everything that we have is instant, and we believe the most modern and up to date. And remember, just I think 3 years ago, their stock market was still keeping records by hand. So they've made a tremendous jump in um, technology advances. So it probably is a little hard for some of them to understand. All right, so here is, you know who this guy is? You know who this guy is? Jamal Cougar. He is the Parliamentary Finance Committee. Oh, I thought he had another name. So he's a member of the Parliamentary Finance Committee. There is no timing for the arrival of the budget schedules, and there is no requirement to extend the legislative term. So they didn't get them to them in enough time. Now, don't get me wrong. We still have 2 days. They could show up tomorrow, knock, knock, knock. Hey, yeah, we're just going to need a little more time. So you're not going on break, right? But I doubt that's going to happen. And then there's some people who say, you're right. They don't need the budget schedules for the rate change, but the budget schedules will not be approved according to their constitution. Article 70 of their constitution states that amended budget schedules have to go through the parliament, and they will be put in the Gazette. But I don't do my research. But anyway, okay. So yeah, so there you have it. They're probably going to go on break. No time set for the budget schedules. Yeah, but they still could change it. So their legislative term. Oh. Well, there's another article that says they'll be back on June 9th. If they go on May 9th, they'll be back on June 9th. But it's not this one. There's no requirement to extend the work of the current legislative term with the arrival. See, they weren't even required, even if they do. So what he's saying is, even if they do come to the door with the schedules and say, oh, hey, last night we finished our work and we looked it over, they can still say, okay, good. We're still going on break. We'll get to them when we get back. But out of courtesy or because they understand the importance and the timeliness, they were going to hold off their recess until they too were done with the budget schedules. But since they can't tell them, what is it, an ETA, estimated time of arrival, they're probably going to go. And here's just some pictures of Parliament in case you've never seen what it looks like. Except this is not Parliament. I don't know what this is. This is some other. This is Parliament here. House of Representatives announced the first term. Yeah, I'm not sure what this building is here, but it's probably in the Parliamentary Hall. And then there's Parliament. Oh, look, I put the pictures twice. Okay, anyway, so let's see. Parliamentary proposals to extend. So there are some people, this guy, Camille, I don't know how to say that name, but it reminds me of the word ugly. He's saying there is a chance, right? There's proposals to extend the legislative term of House of Representatives, but what for? If they don't have it, what for? So he added the first legislative term of the third legislative year will end May 9th, after which Parliament will extend its recess until June 9th. So there you go. And guess what? It will take a full quorum to extend their legislative term. And I think some of them are probably already gone. But anyway, all right. Let's see. Here's one of those. I'm not sure. This came out yesterday, but I wasn't sure if I got it on yesterday's blog. So it says a politician, this person right here, America will not leave Iraq and diplomacy is breathing its last breath. So that's kind of sad. That's a short article you could read. All right, check this out. The Iraqi Chinese Business Council seeks to open a branch of the Chinese bank in Iraq. I can't remember. I may have said that yesterday too, but if it's repetitive, I apologize. But I'm sure there's someone listening today that didn't listen yesterday. So isn't that interesting? Because the increase in companies and projects of Chinese companies, China wants to open a corresponding branch of the Chinese bank in Iraq. And they probably will. They'll probably get it. And some of the services they will offer also are Visa card, eBay, and WeChat. So you can read that if you like. The full article's there on the blog. Iraqi diplomacy. So here's another diplomacy, right? We just talked about with America, diplomacy's on its last breath, right? And here, this article is about Iraqi diplomacy is balanced openness. And the image they had there was Biden and Sadani, but I couldn't get it. For some reason, it wouldn't post here. But it's, one of the ones from when he was here in America. And yeah, you could read that right there. But I just thought it was interesting. They're like, we're going to try to be as diplomatic about this situation as possible. Not sure what America's doing, right? Even though they don't name us in this article, if you read it, you'll get they're hinting at us. But also, they're estimating 20 trillion. It doesn't say dollars or dinars, but that's still a lot either way. So let's go at dollars. $20 trillion in investment in wealth that will achieve the well-being and prosperity of the Iraqi people. So, they want this done. They want the RV done. They want to be able to move on with the development path. So, not only them, but other countries of the world want it also. And if they could get all this done, right? Oh, well, here also the Iraqi passport will be of advanced status. There's some organization that ranks passports of the countries of the world, and Iraq is really low. But so this is the first sentence of the last paragraph. He pointed out all of the above priorities need to be implemented So yes, we know that. We know there's so many programs and things that need to be implemented for Iraq's world to change, right? Their whole everything's going to change for them, you know, for us too, but remember it's not about us. So Jenny from the UN, her term is over. Today was her last day, and I look how cute she's dressed. Usually she's in brown or black, but she's got on a cute little outfit. She still has a black scarf, but her hair's not covered, and she has all this makeup on. It even looks like she might have on some false eyelashes, but she probably said, "Forget y'all, I can dress like I want to. I'm about." So she did. She went and met with all the people, but who cares, right? So she's over. Don't know who's replacing her. So looky here. Guess who is in Washington? Baffle. Okay, look here. Baffle. Bafel. Here, Pavel. Pavel. Same guy. Same guy. I don't know why. His name is totally different. But this name is always the same. Jalal. And Talabani meets with U.S. officials in Washington, but not like the president or anything. So who is he meeting with? The State Department. So he's been here 2, possibly 3 days, and there's no fanfare. These articles are in Kurdish news, and I watched Kurdish TV, and they did show it on, but just like a blur, right? Not nearly the amount of time that was given to Sadani when he was here is being given to him. Oh, if you don't know who he is, there's 2 ruling families in Kurdistan, the Barzanis and then the Talibanis. And he is, for now, he's the head of the second ruling party. Well, the state head. There used to be 2, but early last year something happened and it went just to him by himself. So he's here. U.S. State Department. I thought this lady's name was here, but it's not. But the U.S. State Department's coordinator for combating terrorism and the U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Energy Resources. Oh, here. Mrs. Elizabeth Regard. Oh, I like that as a last name. Regard. She is the U.S. State Department's counterterrorism coordinator. And then there's some other people he met. You can read that if you like. And then here's another picture. So this is just one meeting. And look, they don't even have computers. They have, looks like a packet of documents. And one of these, it doesn't even seem like they have translators or anything. But so we'll see if there's more news about that. But so Baghdad is waiting for good news. What did nephew Barzani's 5th visit to Iran bring? So it was an important meeting. This is long, and only certain people are going to read it. I understand that. So it was kind of a big deal. It was the first time. So it's the 5th visit in 11 years. So we're talking at least 2 governments, 2 Iraqi governments, right? Because their term is 4 years. So something happened. Something wasn't going right where they weren't meeting. So they're back, and it comes to strengthen economic and trade relations and stability in the region. So, oh boy, we're almost at 20 minutes. So see, it's long enough where they have subtitles. Iranian welcome. So, I still don't understand why Iraq and Iran are so closely tied, but I've given up on trying to understand and just accepting that they are. So, they also invited the president of Iran to visit Iraq, and he will. It just doesn't say when. Here's an article. Do Iraq's debts pose a threat to the economy? A parliamentarian gives an answer. If they don't make changes, it will, but if they make changes, it won't. That's basically what that says. Here, after a break that lasted for years, the 3rd session of the Trade and Investment Framework Agreement between Iraq and America was held. So there they have a picture. See, he doesn't understand Arabic. He's listening to the English translation. But yeah, so this is in DC. Now could the Talibani guy, could he be going to this meeting and we just don't know? Possibly. But all right, here's more about the meeting. What did Washington comment about nephew Barzani visiting Tehran? They're probably there. We probably told him to go there and give him this message. But Sudani receives a delegation from the Union of Arab Banks. So remember, yesterday they had that pretty big conference, right? The Arab banks and the private banks of Iraq. So it doesn't really say this. This is it. 2 sentences about that. Here's something that some people pay attention to. I don't really. This is another constitutional, whatever, not demand, but something that is specified in the Constitution. Iraq Erbil must hand over 50% of non-oil revenues to guarantee salaries. So now that Baghdad has to send the salaries to Kurdistan, to the banks in Kurdistan, right? They're saying if you don't send us 50% of the oil revenues, we're not going to send you the money to pay the salaries. So we'll see. We'll see. They did it this month. Let's see if they do it next month. All right. We can skip that. Here's the article. Oh, I meant to cut this. I just copied it. I meant to cut it out. But that's the article, the title article for the blog. Sudani, Iraqi banks are on the right path in financial transfer transactions. So that's good news. So we had another meeting. And the only people I recognize here are, and you guys, if you're looking at these pictures, you should start recognizing these people too. Here, who is this? Yes, that's Mohammed Saleh. This is Handel. His last name is Handal. He's the director of the Association of Private Banks. And this is Sudani. I like what this man is wearing. Is that a sword? Oh my gosh. I think he has a sword right there. Wow. All right. So yeah, those are the only people I recognize in that image. But yeah, so, and this is more of the same people who were at the Arab Banks conference. So I think that was a pretty big deal. We're just not talking about it because it has nothing to do with us going to the bank. But it's good. It's all good. It's forward movement. It's that region coming together, which is, what we want, right? At least that's what we say. That's what we want. Yeah, so it's getting them sustainable development and of international and regional partnerships, right? Okay. So this is another article. This is an old picture. This is another article about the My account in Kurdistan. That's their system, their electronic system that the government employees, government state employees, for now, they have to get in that system to get their paychecks, salaries. They have to get their salaries sent to their card, right? So I think they're up to 300,000. I think the number's in here. But it says a quarter of Kurdistan's employees. So I think 300,000 might be too big a number. But whatever. But there's still some who are fighting. They don't want to be in this. Oh, yeah, no, see? 300,000 employees. The national employees that are in the project now is more than 300,000. But there's still 1.25 that are not. 1.25 million employees that are not on that system, and they may hit the streets again. All right. Here, this is another positive thing. The advisor to the Prime Minister for Religious Affairs, Munir Tarihi, he's being interviewed. Yep, he's being interviewed here, and he says Iraq is a strategic location in the region and the world. And that's why they're a target. See? These moves are part of the West's attempts to target Iraqi society, and I bet you this ties into a certain law they just passed. But whatever. Okay, so here's another article from Mohammed Saleh. He has a video, but it's in Arabic, so why even post the video? You know what? I should, because there may be one or two people who watch this that speak Arabic. So I will. I will post the video because it is on YouTube, but it's in Arabic. But anyway, so the government encourages electronic payment through the integration of society with banks, and this matter requires a bank account to create digital financial inclusion. So be a good citizen, go get your card, and go get into the electronic banking system. That's probably what he's saying, right? So then, yeah. So there's more if you want to read that. Here's another article. Why does Iraq depend on foreign banks for dollar transfers? You might want to read that. It's probably not the truth, because the truth is because we need to control Iraq, right? But let's see. The foreign banks were not afraid. Private banks were, because that's the only way they can stop corruption. That's right. That's their real answer. But so if you want to read that, you can. Oh, look at all that space right there. So here's a nice, okay, this is a nice report. Financial Literacy for a Sustainable Future in Iraq. It's basically a summary of financial inclusion, the week of financial inclusion. So they talk about the north part of Iraq and the southern part, the financial inclusion week in the south of Iraq, and what the activities and the like, right? And there's even, you could download the full report, but you really have to download it. It's not a PDF that just opens up in another tab like most of the time. So if you click this, if you go to the blog, it'll be live. It's not live right now because this is just a preview. But you could click that and download that if you'd like and read it. But it doesn't talk about the new rate or anything or the new money. Well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe it does talk about the new money. I doubt it. But I won't be, I have enough on my computer that could possibly incriminate me. I don't need anything else on my computer. But yeah, so I didn't download that. But, feel free to if you like. And this link is only on the blog. You got to go to the blog because it's part of the article. All right. Oh, look, I put this here twice. I should delete that. And this. See how kooky I am? I'm just moving too fast, doing too many things at once. After Washington's reassurances, Iraq is close to bypassing dollar sanctions. And remember I said that big meeting they had on Monday with the CBI governor, Sudani, the finance minister, Sami, the Mohammed Saleh was there, and there were some other people there. Yeah. So here they're saying they received a delegation from the Arab banks in Baghdad. The financial and economic reform process adopted by the government cannot occur without a solid banking system that is in harmony with the world. Cue the old Coca-Cola commercial. Remember that, where they were on the hill and they were singing something about Coca-Cola and harmony? I was a little kid when those commercials were out. But I did like them. Anyway, all right, so then they go on to talk about financial reform and the progress they've made. You know what? We haven't heard from Samir Nusari in a while. We need to hear from you. All right. So yeah, so they talk about things they talked about with our wonderful president there, and they even mentioned former George W. 21 years ago. So this is a pretty good article you might want to read. But even though they have till the end of the year, remember the article yesterday that talked about the month 12 and then it said December in the next sentence? They have till the end of the year to get off that system, but maybe they're closer than we think. I hope they are. All right, it's 30 minutes. We are almost done. Here's some more articles about Iran's money swapping with Iraq. Okay, so if you want to read that, it's interesting. I know some people hate Iran. They don't want to read anything about it, but some of us do. And then there's a nice article here, U.S.-Iran sanctions swap deemed symbolic, ineffective even by some analysts. So, oh, and I know you don't care, but I'm just gonna tell you. So last week I was watching, I believe it was Bloomberg, and they mentioned how Iran's oil, somehow they caught this, Iran's oil is being tagged as Malaysian oil and it's being marketed as Malaysian oil and being sold as such. And guess what's in the news today in Iraq's news? Through the U.S. Treasury, the U.S. Treasury has somehow found out that Iran is being not loopholed, but circumventing sanctions with the aid of Malaysia. So I mean, people need money. They need to live, right? And so I hate to say they're crooked because we're the ones saying they're crooked, right? But whatever. So here is IRI. That's a abbreviation you'll be seeing. Stands for Islamic Resistance in Iraq. They're saying they hit vital targets in Israel. Oops, I usually don't say that word, but it slipped out. And you could read this. So they are Iranian backed, but they operate, which means they shoot out of Iraq, right? So that's not good, but what can they do? And then, here is the list of, so the Council of Ministers meeting today, they had their meeting, and here at the bottom of the blog is all their decisions, if you care to read that. They do mention the budget law, and they did increase lots of things, lots of allotments did get increased. So if you want to read that, you can. That's there for you. And then remember I said I had a video? I can't hit play. It's not going to play. I had a video of a bank in Kurdistan. So I figured out, I got it off a Telegram. I'm so proud of myself. I figured out how to put it here. So this is at the very bottom. It's not, the Kurds speak Arabic, but a different dialect. Dialect? Yeah, a different dialect. Sometimes so different. The Google, even being, I use 3 different translators. None of them translated. So, but anyway, if you want to watch that, you can just see how modern their banks are, the clothes they wear, makeup, you know. But anyway, all right. So we're 3 minutes over. I apologize, but there was a lot. Oh, so let me make a note. I'm going to delete those extra articles. Okay, so I have one commercial, another program to offer if you were self-employed in the years 2020, 2021, if you received a Schedule C, if you filed a Schedule C, you may have a refund coming. There's another program available, and you can click here or here. In under 15 minutes, you can see if you qualified for that. Again, eventually I'll probably buy a .com, but for now, that's the only way you can get that. All right, is if you go to the blog. So, all right, so thank you for listening. I have a couple of new subscribers. Thank you. Please recognize I am not a professional. I am half the time not even in my right mind. So, I'm just doing this trying to help people not burn out, Some people have been in this since day one. I know people who've been waiting for this for 20 years. Okay? So if you've been in this 3 or 5 years and you think you're fed up, imagine being in this 20 years. All right. So yeah, that's what I just want you to see. They have made drastic changes. They are coming along in modernization, and they are changing a whole society. They are, um, I can't explain it. And if you don't see that, if you can't see, there's things here, there's still people here in America that don't think there should be interracial marriages. Okay? And how long have we been a country? So imagine all of these changes we're trying to push on the citizens of Iraq and Kurdistan in this very short time. Okay? So I hope that helps. So as always, I will close with accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any emails and pay all your bills. And wherever you're enjoying this content, if there's a follow or join or whatever button, click that or whatever, and you'll be notified if all things work as they're supposed to when I do post. Because I don't post regularly, even though I have been, but that's because the articles have been so good. I think they've been post worthy. But yeah, so we'll see. Countdown to May 9th. We got 2 days to May 9th to see if they're gonna announce Iraq ascending to a full member of the WTO. All right. Thanks again, and until next time.